Alrighty. Sure we could. Everything all set up here. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2.
Well, hello.
Oh, hello.
I have come as prophesized.
Okay, you fucking scared the fuck out of me.
But you asked me to be here. Fuck you. Anyways. Well, hello. I have come as prophesized.
Okay, you scared the fuck out of me.
But you asked me to be here. Echo. Echo. Anyways. There you go, guys. That should work just fine.
Now I'm just gonna make sure my mic can be picked up.
Co.
Okay, how about now?
So what teams are we streaming? Who's playing?
This
I
is
assume Let 'em Cook and Vex in the City?
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
Or is this the lower league game?
Dadbot Gaming versus Naturally Dangerous.
Okay, so this is the lower division game. Gotcha.
Jesus Christ. Okay, and we do this real quick. We copy this. And browser. Hey, can you do me a slight favor?
No.
Pretty please, Dad.
What is it, son?
Can you check to see if the mic is getting picked up on my end?
On Twitch?
Yeah.
Okay. Un momento, por favore.
I'm trying to figure out.
Twitch!
I'm trying to figure out which problematic.
Are we on PMALCS?
No, my channel.
What is your channel called?
Wait, where are you? God damn it, Rob.
What is your channel called?
Do. Oh. Look up. Wrong one.
I don't care. I'll eat your ass.
God damn it. Okay. Doing this. Actually, wait, why am I doing that?
I think this is the third time I've streamed Naturally Dangerous's game. I think I've streamed every single game these guys were playing.
Here you go, Landon. It's in the thing.
Wait, no, I didn't stream one last week. I must have missed one. What's in the... Oh, okay. Okay, have you made a Facebook post yet?
Yeah, I have.
Okay. Yeah, you show up.
Is it, like, picking up still?
Yeah, we both sound good.
Okay.
We sound hot. Oh my god, we sound fucking sexy. Oh, Brandon.
Oh, dear lord.
We both sound good. Oh, fuck. Oh my god.
I'll go ahead and play some good old Monchelanto music in the background real quick. And excuse me for a hot second. Hi, hon. Currently streaming on my own Discord channel because 2 games are being ran.
So, yes, you are busy to play games with me.
Well, I know you're probably going to pass it out roughly soonish because you have work tomorrow. I'm sorry, hon.
How roughly is roughly soonish?
It's going to be at least an hour or 2. Well, yeah, roughly an hour. Between an hour to 2 hours.
It's a remake on the lobby. Truly unfortunate.
Here we go again. Alright. Whee!
I have a message. We need to change the intro page to say Nature Dan top and Klug support. Because the stats page is wrong. But, wait, do you even have that up?
I have the listing up real quick, but if that is the set case, I can change it real quick.
Yeah, that's what they've been playing for a while. I think that's actually what they've been playing since day 1, maybe.
Whee! Merry Christmas, people.
I like that all the names are different sizes. I know it's probably
Weird.
not intentional, but I kind of like it. It almost makes like a, what's it called? One of those like visual collage word things. Like all the words kind of fit together. Really nice.
Oh yeah, without doubt.
It's kind of the effect. I like it. I like it. I like it.
This is also for those of people that are actually like joining in. It's your boy Hook My Book, and here with me is Lambadanadin, otherwise known as IC Memes. And here we're going on PMALCS Week 3, Dad Bod Gaming versus Naturally Dangerous.
No. Naturally Dangerous.
Listen here, you rat.
Listen, I've learned the hard way. This is, I am 90% sure I've streamed their game, like both of their other games so far. I've said it wrong a billion times. I have had to correct myself.
Why am I not surprised with that one?
Honestly, you know what it reminds me of? Like they switched the way the words are pronounced. It kind of reminds me of like when I had to relearn how to say like my sister came out as a trans woman, and I had to like spend a long time practicing her name, and honestly that prepared me for mastering the mindfuck that is naturally dangerous.
God damn it. Also,
You know, if you work on respecting people's pronouns, it'll help you with other skills in real life. So there you go.
Yeah, there you go. Also, Tambo, what team is he in? What?
Tambo?
Yeah.
Tambo is not part of one of these teams.
No, he's one of the teams that is currently being streamed by Packer.
Oh, good question. He is part of. If I use my old scroll button, a little scroll. He is part of Let Him Cook, LEC.
Oh, okay. Well, as you guys well
it
know,
looks
LEC versus STFU is actually got played actually a little bit earlier than these guys are, and coming from what I'm hearing, it seems like LEC wind up actually taking game 1 over there. So I'm guessing it's a loud fiesta over there. And as I go ahead and do this real quick, hopefully we get something going on here. Alright. Coolio. Now, I know when I was trying to set everything up, I went poking my head into Dadbod Gaming. And apparently they are actually switching their maneuverability up a little bit. So it's about to be a fun time.
Okay, they are ready to start draft. I have readied for the stream because I assume we're ready.
Yep. I'm already streaming right now.
I know, but they were waiting for us to respond in chat.
Oh, yeah. And
there was a lot of screaming at me, and I had to respond. I'm sorry.
It's a fun time.
Yeah.
Listen here, Rob. Alright, as we are over here still spamming and waiting for shit. And as we go, the countdown goes down. Seraphine going down for against Dan. Let's see what we got for Dan going against DBG. Ziggs. Belfast. Okay, that's fair enough. A Mumu. Alright, I'll give it to them. Mumu does have some good engages right then and there, and the CC is pretty much crazy.
Belveth is an interesting ban from my point of view. I guess that's a ban away from Zach XCR, right? I haven't seen him play the Belveth yet. I know he's got a lot of other spicy picks. I know he plays a mean Hecarim. I know he's got a good Kindred, but have not seen Belveth yet. So
that is fair.
Maybe some good scouting over by the side of Dadbod Gaming to spot that out. And
Dadbod Gaming wound up banning out Maokai, whether it be support or jungle against Dan. So I guess that's a figurative pick, but Dan in response wound up banning out Vi. So I guess we're definitely throwing majority of jungle and what could be, you know, problematic champions to throw about. But
yeah, both games trying to make sure the junglers don't have too much of an impact here. Interesting to note here, Naturally Dangerous has been left up with all of their tools for the Will Brooks in mid lane to play. His Malzahar still open, his Lux still open, as we see the Budnips and Callista come in.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is a really good pick for Buddy. I've seen him play it a couple of times now. I will say sometimes he looks a little over-aggressive on it, but it's always with the right attitude, as we see a Leona picked up to pair with it. Really solid, aggressive lane coming in from the side of Dan.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Callista and Leona's definitely something devastating to behold. I would say it
From
was a
Nightmares,
pretty...
right?
It could be. I mean, it's a pretty standard but very strong early game to throw about. And coming from DBG, we wind up seeing Lux in response to what could either be a blind into mid or could be a support. And okay, I guess we are going for Lux and Caitlyn support. Another nasty combo to go on bot side.
Okay, remind me real quick because I'm dumb. Who is Papa Bear?
Well,
Did someone do a name change?
I probably been on the name for quite a while. If I can pull up the,
I don't think I've ever seen this person before.
it's fair. If I pull up into,
Okay, as we do see Kindred come out for Zach XCR, so yeah, Callista Kindred is a really good carry combination for the side of Dan. Then you have the Nocturne, a really good counter to those AD carries. Limiting vision means they have less time and less room to work with.
okay. Now that answers the question. Papa Bear is actually Gare Bear. And Gare Bear being gold?
Did he change his name?
It could be, because I'm looking at the draft board right now. Yeah, it definitely looks like it's Scare Bear.
I mean, I believe it. I'm just concerned, I guess.
That's understandable. And...
Yeah, okay.
I can...
I shall believe it. He's been duoing with my friend John, Symphonia John, if you don't know, who is on a recent ASOL kick. But as I digress, we're back into draft. Bans are done. We're looking for the first pick on red side. Let's see what it'll be. What blind pick will you send? It'll be a Syndra mid for the side of, for the Will Brooks to pilot. Which I think is a pretty solid blind here, right?
Oh, I mean, for the sustainability and safety, Syndra can be a little bit of a force to reckon with, especially with a little bit of rework, which now she has like execute within the Mount Sack, so that's there. And then we see a Malphite, so it could either be a Malphite top or Malphite mid, just depends on how it goes.
Yeah, you've got to blind something here. You got Mr. Trifecta up in the top lane who's going to just be messing stuff up. They trust him to carry with that, well, carry is the wrong word. They trust him to, be the initiation and be the go button. So they just slam the Malphite blind. Doesn't matter what the side of, Nature Dan is going to pick, because they don't believe that it's something that can stop this absolute behemoth of a unit. Akali coming in to match the Syndra. Really aggressive lane. That's... we'll see.
And on the top side, we have my lovable champion, Ornn, coming in from the top side.
The my Ook special.
Oh, without a doubt. And it looks like we have a very standardized team going on around here. We have, from Dadbot Gaming, we have J4 coming for jungle, Lux Caitlyn duo bot, Malphite looking as mid, and Akali... Oh, Malphite coming as top, my fault. And... oh. Everyone knows what I'm saying. Malphite top, Akali mid. And on a naturally dangerous.
Naturally dangerous.
Landon, the names.
Just call them Dan. Just call them Dan. Their acronym is Dan. Just call him Dan.
Alright,
But
well,
picking up the pieces of that conversation. So I think it's gonna be really the story of which comp gets ahead early, right?
oh, it's
Um,
without a doubt. At least
'Cause I think
coming from the bot side, you have Lux Caitlyn versus Calista Leona. Calista Leona have a really good engage going on, but unfortunately we have Caitlyn Lux, which is both a disengage and a really annoying poke lane. So it down debates to whichever one can topple up first. And then they also have to watch out for Kindred, as Kindred can follow gain stacks, but hopefully J4 can, counter around that. And then Syndra, Kali, Malphite, Ornn. It's gonna be a fiasco. Not gonna lie.
I mean, I don't love top individual lane matchups because here's the thing: if you play League of Legends at a high enough level, or even at a low level, you kind of know how these lanes are supposed to go, right? Like obviously, Lux Caitlyn is a strong lane, Calista Leon is a strong lane. Junglers should be pathing to these lanes. If junglers are pathing away from these lanes, for instance, they start bot and go top, they are trolling. What are you getting ahead? Your Malphite, your Ornn? Blasphemy. You need to get these 80 carries ahead. Especially the side of Dadbot Gaming. Their comp does not scale as well. The Kindred Callista scales incredibly hard, especially when the opposing scaling is a Caitlyn. Like, you just really need to make sure that Caitlyn comes out of this lane phase ahead and ready to bully. Now, that's not to say that they don't win team fights, right? They are extremely bursty. They have more immediate access to damage. Between Malphite, Lux, Jarvan, they can pull the trigger really quickly. But Dan has really good responses to those, right? Like, if they go on the Leona, Callista pulls her out. If they go on the Kindred ults. Syndra has an E to disengage. Callista, hopefully Buddy's just positioning well enough that he doesn't get caught. Like, I like the draft better from the side of Dan, but it's on their execution to make sure that they don't get caught by the pick of Dadbot Gaming. And this is what it sounds like when I have no sleep and a 5-hour energy.
Oh, that definitely sounds like it, buddy. Honestly, both teams have ways to engage and disengage. The only thing, though, is bot side's pretty much going to be I should say bot side as well as mid is pretty much going to be their key active of going in. Because, like you said, what are you going to do with a Fed Ornn or a Fed Malphite? Yeah, they're going to be tanky as heck, but in the finale of things, you got two buff cakes, and they're probably going to get shredded sooner or later by the mid lanes as well as the ADCs. So it just kind of comes down to mid and bot just being your play around, or if wind up either jungler winds up starting to kick off from a early round.
You know what's interesting here? So I thought it was going to be, because of the way they've lined up, I thought it was Mr. Trifecta on the Caitlyn. It actually is Gare Bear going top with the Malphite and Mr. Trifecta on the Caitlyn bot.
Well,
so let me calibrate how I feel about this. I don't hate the angle. No, I haven't seen Mr. Trifecta play yet, so I guess I don't really have any judgments to make yet. I know Alan Younggun 18 is a extremely aggressive player, so I'm definitely eyes on the bot lane for the early, I'd say 5 minutes of this game. Expect blood, expect carnage. Like, it should be a good show.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. And I guess if it would help you anything, I don't know if your team has gone against them before, or if you played with them, but if we can recall, we had a rail top, so that was entertaining of a thing. From Papa Bear week 2. During their match, it had a rail Target. Both those
Rel
games.
Targ. Wait, like Targ support Rel top? Or
I
like
think it
a
was like
Terra
a.
jungle?
I think it was I don't know. I would have to go back later on. Oh, I did. I have seen a rail top, at least in this LCS. So it could be a little bit of a Smash Bros. With Pop-Up Air, seen as how, anything can pretty much mostly happen. So it could be a one-time special.
Interesting.
And then we always see, because right now I'm currently taking a look at week 1, week 2, and we're definitely seeing a roundabout of everything. Grant, though, we always see Mr. Trifecta wind up playing Caitlyn, so it's definitely safe to assume that Caitlyn's pretty much his honorable pick so far.
Yee.
Now, Grant, though, I have subbed in for them, so coming and speaking from experience, they know how to do their thing, and it's definitely looking like a blasting of a time. My brain had a good old fart there for a second, but it just depends on how everything goes. I have seen that Young Gun has always became a bully, so we are probably going to be definitely experiencing some Young Gun's shenanigans. That I can definitely say for certain.
Yeah, Young Gun absolutely plays super aggressive, sometimes to his detriment, but most of the time I find that he finds just the right angles most of the time, right?
Oh, yes.
He's always looking for the correct play.
That's without doubt.
Well, I guess the correct play that also is aggressive as hell.
Well, he has played a Mumu support, so that would give out to the reason of why Dan wound up banning a Mumu.
Yeah, he is go button syndrome, much like you.
That is fair.
Listen, people, sometimes it's good to give your people go buttons. Sometimes you also have to understand that those go buttons mean that they're going to do dumb things.
Aye.
Not a bad thing. Just, it's going to happen. Like, sometimes Hook My Book's going to solo kill their top laner. Sometimes Hook My Book's going to end up 3 towers deep in the enemy's base for no fucking reason. It's a one or the other situation. Sometimes both.
That is fair. Let me go ahead and get these names changed real quick. And
Dan and Dad bod. Dan and Dad bod. Ooh, both 80 carries running cleanse. I like the angle. Let's keep track and make sure they're using that properly this game. Oftentimes, cleanse is a really hyped up, oh my goodness, we're gonna use this and we're gonna get out of Syndra Stun or Leona ult or Lux Binding, and it's gonna be so good. But in reality, lots of people either use it too late, don't use it at all, or use it when it doesn't matter.
Oh yeah.
So for instance,
without doubt,
what are you building cleanse for? You're building it for, on the side of Dan, the only CC that it's going to work against is going to be Lux's Binding, right? Or Caitlyn Trap.
It works either which way. I mean, just depends how it goes. Let's see.
I think we are probably paused right now, and we just can't see it yet. At least that's what it looks like to me.
Definitely looks like it, because I'm over here at 0-0 and kind of black screening here.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead.
I mean, for the side of dad bod gaming, cleanse makes a little more sense. Like dodging Leona ult's always good, but also they've got so much CC to go with it. Unless you're like frame perfect cleansing, right? You're not going to get as much mileage out of it as you think. They just need you to hold still for about 0.5 seconds. That's all they really need to get on top of you and finish the kill.
Right. Question. Are you seeing anything, or are you still
Yeah,
zero?
no, it's a pretty normal thing. We might have to. We might have to reload. Let's give it a minute. Exactly 1 minute, and then after that, if we're still seeing this, we can go ahead and back out and then respectate.
Yeah.
Because we should be able to still spectate the game if we leave the lobby, I believe. I want to say that's how this works.
Oh. Alright. So, pause at 10?
There we go. I'm at a minute.
Oh, fuck.
I'm going to pause at 1 minute and 4 seconds.
Oh, hell. Well, as we get back into here, apparently. So you said 1 minute, 4 seconds, right?
1 minute and 4 seconds.
Alright, well, while we're catching back...
Timers, turn off the time controls, and then we'll get on with our lives.
Alright, and... Well, we're already looking at 5 points. And Young Gun already poking Kindred.
Yep, just getting that mana flow stack as he should.
That is without
20
a doubt.
gold in the bank.
Alright.
Interesting to know here. But Nifson has not Black Speared Klugschreiber yet. Or Klugscheiße.
Alright, we paused that at the minute and 4 seconds.
Alright, do the countdown.
Alright. And on go. 3, 2, 1, go.
Minions have spawned.
Beautiful. I might be slightly behind you. 9, 10, 11.
Oh, you
12,
are definitely behind me.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, okay, perfect.
Alright, so I already
You're
seen a little bit
hog.
scruffles in mid lane, just, you know, the regular shenanigans, and Magnificent Klug just hiding in the bush, just waiting for them.
So take a look at the game plan here from Dan. I really like it. Kindred starting top lane is already working on her first buff. Probably gonna look at a 5 camp down to bot side. She's angling towards her Raptors, and down bot, the Kalista and Leona were bush camping. Didn't get anything out of it. Went to the wave before their laners showed up. So it looks like no scuffle going on down there yet.
Alright, and on the top side, we're just seeing a little slugfest, nothing major. We are already seeing the good old Kendrin just going for...
Oh, just immediate blue side invasion. Looks like they were spotted out. There's a ward on the blue buff. So, Erudian will respond. This is actually not kind of what you want here. This is splitting the map with the Jarvan. As your Kalista starts to move in, we'll see if Erudian decides to take this opportunity once he hits level 3. We'll go for the Wolves now to hit that as early as possible. If you didn't know, the earliest jungle path to hit level 3 now is red, wolves, and blue. Those 3 camps together give you the perfect amount of XP. It is the preeminent jungle path for anyone 3 camping now. It's really, really good.
We're already seeing on bot side, Dan's pretty much pushing the heck out of DBG, so...
We're about to see the junglers meet up at the Gromp as Erudian is gonna go ahead and smite the Gromp, flag and drag his way out. Zach XDR still not level 3.
Hey, Dad.
Yes.
What's your time zone? What's your timing?
30, 31, 32, 33. I'm just watching the minimap.
Ah, gotcha. I was just like, ooh!
As we see Young Gun getting engaged on here, flash from Magnificent. Flugscheißer still has his flash. Mr. Trifecta taking a lot of damage as Flugscheißer will flash out. No flashes from the side of Dan left on the table in trade for Young Gun 18's flash. It'll be a pretty substantial summoner lead to the side of, I'm losing my mind, Dadbot Gaming. However, Caitlyn doing a pretty good job. Zach XCR will secure his first mark.
And then Bob's just trying to do a little bit poking out, but winds up getting heavily damaged by Wilbrooks and Zach, so...
Yeah, super aggressive look as Jarvan goes in bot. It looks like he will be spotted on a ward, but that won't stop him. He's looking. Won't find the angle he's looking for. His bot lane is shoved in, so he'll choose to back off to his Krugs here as Kindred invades and finally picks up those topside camps that she so rightfully deserved from her invade earlier.
Right. Honestly, that was the main thing that we were keep putting on with bot side. Well, which by the way,
goes in, finally getting punished for the no flashes. Flash going out. It'll be a double kill picked up for the side of Dadbot Gaming. Both kills going not on Caitlyn, but on two strong early game choices here with the Lux and the Jarvan.
oh, without doubt.
It's just a really good job by Dadbot Gaming punishing the over-aggression of Dan. Like, those flashes weren't blown because of, like, an error that was forced or a gank that was leading. It was just Buddy thought he could get the kill, and they flashed for it. Flugscheißer obviously having to use his to get out from under turret. So maybe just a little bit of over-aggression by the side of Dan. As it will cost them Dragon as well.
Almost like 6 minutes in, we are getting the first Dragon coming out. Honestly, it was definitely well played. That was the main thing I was talking about, and looks like Rob was trying to take out Wilbrooks, but with no anvil. He winds up burning his flash and ignite.
Yeah, goes in, burns both summoners, doesn't get anything off Wilbrooks. Overall, I guess you'd call it a win for, well, honestly, for Wilbrooks. Like, doesn't burn any summoners, can TP back to lane if he really needs to pick up the wave. But overall, I mean, you're happy to see the Akali lose that kill threat, right? Like, she's no longer got Ignite, no longer got Flash. It's much harder to make plays on Akali, but it's much easier when the Kindred comes to you. Zach XCR caught in a little bit of a tough spot, but everyone else is low around him. He will flash out as Rob looks for the perfect execution. Won't have the damage quite yet. Kindred will Q away. Zach XCR looking low. It should be a kill going over to Young Gun 18. Q misses. E will not come through. Sinterstun really doing a good job of keeping there. Up in the top lane, Papa Bear slapping up with Nature. Dan trying to keep up with the sheen that this Malphite's packing.
Oh yeah, it's become a real slap fest.
Oh no.
Please.
No.
Please don't do it. Please.
Oh no.
Oh. Oh.
No.
Oh.
Don't.
Oh. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we don't try and get our camps when we're that low. Oh, hello? Flash going from Killbrook? Is he okay?
Yeah, it's, sorry, on the bot side, we don't have time to stop. Mr. Trifecta getting engaged on by Klugscheißer and Magnificent. I think a little bit of bush cheese coming out there. Very good patience from the side of the Dan bot lane. As if I am this... Oh my goodness, another engage going in. Cinder getting caught under turret. Will be picked up by Papa Bear. And if I'm the Kindred, if I get solo boloed by a Lux on my red buff, I'm absolutely calling for an FF15.
God. Oh,
that's
hell.
So unfortunate. So let's backtrack, rewind our words, get everything caught into position here as it looks like another fight. Please don't yet, I need to speak. So overall, a really good sequence for the side of Dadbot Gaming. They're up 900 gold at the present moment. But you did see Buddy pick up his first kill on this Ballista. So Mr. Trifecta pretty behind at this point. 20 CS down and some other stuff. As Nature Dan getting pressured out by Bear will end up losing his flash top lane. Does have Ornhorn. Jarvan waiting in the wings for Kindred. Kindred will not go in as Rob looking for the perfect execution will ult the wrong way. Arubian picking up Nature Dan for free. No flash there. Easy kill.
Jesus, it is becoming a fiasco. But as we already can wind up seeing,
Kindred looking for this Malphite top lane. Doesn't look like Arubian will be able to help here. Oh, Zach X here just picking up the wave. Knows his top laner doesn't have TP up. We'll just clean up the wave, get all that yummy gold. Interesting item choice. What do you notice about our friend the Jarvan here?
I think he's going more toward the lethality build. So look, I mean, I can't say I blame him because the early picking ups has been definitely useful. Oh, and as we see Rob try and go in, and Rob winds up taking down Killbrooks.
Easy solo kill as Klugscheißer being thrown in by Beneficent. Mr. Trifecta will not be able to get away. Doesn't have the cleanse, doesn't have the flash. Young Gun 18 will also go down a double kill over to the side of Beneficent. A shutdown. This Kalista is going to start to look really scary approaching this later lane phase as we see the gold even up between the teams. Yeah, it's a bloody mess. So thoughts on the Jarvan? Lethality Jarvan pretty solid here, kind of. When you look at the enemy team, like it's 3 squishies, an Ornn and a Leona, right? Especially if you're fighting around Kindred ult, Lethality Jarvan has a little bit of a better time winning the exchange between at the end of Kindred ult, right? Because he can just, like, even his Q will do like 400 damage, which is enough to kind of take the heal out and whatever else they've got. Is once again Rob going in, has the perfect execution on Will Brooks, is looking for it, will pick up the kill, Ignite going down, and he just waits for it. It is a rough time for the Syndra in mid lane.
Oh, without a doubt. Honestly, I would have to say it's starting to get at least a little bit easier, even-wise, but unfortunately, you know, Dadbot Gaming grabbing that second dragon, so it's hard to say, but Luke's just trying his way out. We're seeing ults going left and right, and we wind up seeing Kalista wind up taking down J4. Holly winds up taking down and trying to get through everywhere, and then we've seen Flash left and right with the ult from Malphite to take out Kindred.
Yeah, overall a 2-for-1. Nature Dan taking this opportunity to take some plates top side. Looks like they'll trade a couple plates bot side for it as well. So overall, I guess it's Dadbot Gaming up at the end of that play, but honestly the gold is still dead even. No one really got a significant lead off that play. Really good use, really good playing around the Kindred ult, I would say, would be my big note there. I think Young Gun 18 pulling the trigger a little early on his ult, did manage to hit the binding, but had already used the ult before the Kindred ult had expired, therefore not getting quite the kind of damage I think he was looking for.
Oh no, was that? But I mean, overall, it's becoming definitely a slugfest. But that game did wind up grabbing both dragons, and here we are trying to see gank, but naturally gank using E and getting out of that hairy spot. And they come up.
Beneficent taking out the last plate bot lane. This is going to be a really scary Kalista. Sorry. So if you'll press X, we can all see the gold difference. Most of the gold difference between these teams are in the bot lane. But definitely with a 2k gold lead right now in this trifecta with the Lux support about 700 up against Leona. The rest of the gold lead to the side of Dadbot Gaming is in their Akali. He's currently looking very scary. Rob playing this pick quite well. As we'll see him go in again. Malphite ult going down. No Kindred ult to speak of yet. He's got a really long cooldown.
Oof.
Yep.
And unfortunately, Nature Dan's ult did not help Kindred in any way, shape, or case, as he just gets deleted.
Yeah, no rest for the wicked on this Kindred. 0-3-1. I think he's managed to pick up a couple of marks, so not totally in the doghouse. On Kindred, generally, so long as you're staying about even in gold and picking up your marks, you're pretty happy. Kindred has picked up 3 marks, so 1 more mark and she'll have her first stack of her passive, which is, if you don't know, increases her attack range and her damage from her Q, her dance of arrows. So, looking for, oh my goodness.
Ooh.
As the bot lane goes in, Young Gun gonna get taken out, and execution. Will Brooks did not touch him.
But
we'll have to.
We did see that. Oh, and here we go, another slugfest coming around the corner. Rob using his ult.
Yeah, perfect execution enough to take this out. Rob gonna go ahead and pick up, I believe that's a double kill for him? Nope, 1 kill for him, 1 kill for the Jarvan lethality. As Zach XCR going for Mr. Trifecta will get the net slow, gonna cleanse the Kindred slow. That's a good use of the cleanse. Nice job. Will go ahead and extend this long enough, I think, for Rubian to make the trade kill, but probably not long enough to... Oh, I take that back. He's managed to live. Kindred ult will manage to even that up. I think that's also 4th marks for Kindred. I believe that's why it was such a hard chase down.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. I mean, the Kindred stacks are very nice and good to have. In terms of everything though, I mean, for Dan to start pulling something out, they would have to figure out a way to shut down both Akali and J4, both of them being very strong right now, as we can see.
Yeah. So far we've talked a lot about gold lead. Gold lead, honestly, still very even. Has made about a 1.8k gold lead right now. The side of Dadbot Gaming, nothing insurmountable. But I think the main advantage that Dadbot Gaming have right now is their pressure on the map, right? They have control of these lanes. They have the push most of the time. They're clearing out all the vision going out from Klugscheißer. So not a whole lot for Dan to work with. We do see Kindred going top. Looks like they'll try to 4-man top in trade for this dragon. Not even going to contest it. I don't believe Kindred has marks there. Is that her mark?
Wouldn't even...
Not her mark, just...
I don't understand why they wouldn't go and surround Dragon. I mean, I guess, you know, I do see stacks or something like that, but, like... Dadbot Gaming already has 2 dragons, and having a 3rd one would already set them up for Soul. So it kind of just depends on how they're playing this.
Yeah, Dadbot Gaming at Soul Point, 16 minutes in, that's setting up for a 20-minute Ocean Soul. If you don't know what Ocean Soul does, basically means you get to stay in lane forever. It's the infinite Dragon Soul. Rubian gonna get tagged up by Klugscheißer here, but not enough to really mean anything. The Leona will end up not really doing anything. I believe a little bit of miscommunication. Rubian really well done with the EQ there. Not sure that's exactly how he the optimal pathing, but it looked great. Like, just, you know, disrupt the Leona engage, flash out, you're good to go. In the future, he can put that a little farther back.
Ooh, flash coming from Young Gun, but he wasn't getting shut down by Orin. And then we already seen Nature Dan trying to chase after Urine. It looks like the entire... Well, no, I guess I ain't entirely rough about, but it looks like Kindred and Orin really wanted that badly, but decided to go against it.
Something I want to note here. Our lethality Jarvan has picked up Merc Treads. I assume for Leona.
I mean, we have Leona, we have Syndra, both of which have stuns. So
Rob going hard here, looking for the Callista. Really deep play from Rob, just way over aggressive, but won't get punished for it just yet. Syndra looking for the stun. Klugscheißer gonna miss the ult. Overall, I think that's actually a positive play. Yeah, Rob actually ends up with a positive play because after he goes in, both the bot laners of his opponents burn their flash. So,
yeah, I mean, I guess Rob's bloodthirster. Then it definitely paid off, especially since he got away from that shenanigans. And then we're on the top side. J4 went up taking the first tier tower on top side, so I would have to say that's a little bit worse.
Yeah, probably. Oh, it's not lethality, Jarvan.
Oh,
he went out late for wave clear. It's still going to be a tanky protein shake boy up in this lane, which I actually quite like.
I can't say that I blame for the Umbro play, mainly under that effect, the easy, what am I thinking about here? Easy ward clearing is probably what I should be saying.
Well, you've also got to remember, it kind of plays to spikes, right? So the early lethality is really, really good on Jarvan, because it's going to make it so that you spike really, really hard at 6, right? Like, you've got all this lethality, you've got all this ID, it's really, really good. But after that, you go, okay, I don't need to go full lethality here. I can still build defensively and win this game. So you start switching to that more defensive build. So it's kind of using your early momentum on Jarvan as an excuse to build a little less optimally in the late game.
Oh,
which I think is
that. Granted, the way that it's playing out, it's definitely a scrap fiasco, and it looks like they're trying to go in. I'm not sure how to feel about that.
I can't say I like the look from Dadbog Gaming. Looks like just some overcommittal by Rob. He will manage to pick up his kill, but at the cost of his bot lane having to go really hard to make sure he doesn't get caught there. But it is still with the ult here as Malphite will drop in. Buddy will go down here to this lethality of Jarvan as he's talking. Aruyan going back in. Rob will finally be able to heal up enough to come back to the fight. Lands the E, will go onto the Leona. Syndra should be the target. Call it out, guys, as we go on Nature Dan. It's a 3 for 2 as Dragon comes up in about 20 seconds.
Oh yeah, that's for that. Honestly, the entire play just confused the hell out of me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, Dan had such an easy way to try and collapse onto them and probably kill them. Granted, though Rob's a pretty sneaky fell himself, but they probably could have done something. Granted, they shouldn't have groped as much, and they probably should have let Nature Dan, come at least to be the tank and at least take the front load of everything, despite everything.
Yeah, I think what I'm going to say caused most of that misplay, right, was just the fact that they saw the easy double kill and then they didn't want to commit everything, right? They didn't see Buddy in too much of a situation as they're going in. Will be just a wombo combo. The 80 carries from the side of Dan going down. It's a bloodbath. Dadbog Gaming absolutely wrapping the game up, getting Ocean Soul, finally stretching their lead to a 4K as Rob will chase down the Willowbrooks. Not going to have the ult to chase. There will be a Baron look, I believe, from the side. Nope, they will choose to go down mid instead, which I don't mind at all. They're strong enough that they can't end the game yet, so they can definitely look for pressure first.
Oh yeah, that's without a doubt, as they wind up taking the second tier mid.
Looks like they'll now back out towards the Baron. With Caitlyn, you can set up traps. Even though this Caitlyn's not the strongest thing on the planet, you can still trap off an entire section of the jungle and make it really hard for Dan to approach. As Willowbrooks will match the Rob in the side lane. Not going to be a whole lot going on. Looks like they will back off the Baron. Aurelian going back to his potatoes in the jungle.
Right.
As we see,
Honestly,
finally a chance to breathe.
It's been a lot of scrappings that's been going on left and right. The only point going in now is how can Dan wind up, picking back up the pieces that is what is this game now? Because right now they have no Drakes, haven't really taken into consideration for any of the objections whatsoever. So right now they're playing pretty much into the blind, and their only strength person is
Robin Nipson trading flashes. Perfect execution will take Buddy low. Not gonna have enough damage to, not gonna have enough healing to live as Alan Younggun going on a killing spree. 7 and 4 on this Lux pick. Rob continuing the chase, won't have anything yet, but Ocean Stick means that they suffered no real losses there except for a flash from Akali. Nature Dan pushing on top side, not going to be too insignificant as it looks like the side of Dadball Gaming is looking to end.
Oh, what is this madhouse?
I mean, yeah. I will say they're down all of their significant ults, right? They don't have any go buttons left, so pretty hard to aggress onto the Kindred at this point.
Honestly,
will be.
I'm just trying to figure out how in the world can Dan wind up, picking
what's their
up.
angle back in?
Yeah.
At this point, it just has to be a mistake from the side of Dadbog Gaming. You got to find Rob out alone without any support. You've got to find them with their pants down, basically. Luke Scheisser looking for it. Will get forced to use the Callisto Uldos. He'll go back onto Rob. Rob gonna Zanya's, and it'll be Magnificent going down first, and that should spell the end of Dan's hopes for game 1. Rob in the back line waiting for Kindred ult to go down. Perfect execution over to Syndra. Will pick up a double kill for Aurelian. A triple kill for Aurelian, as it's only the ultless Kindred and ultless Leona left to defend against a 5-stacked absolute banger of a team from Dadbod Gaming. Should be the end of game 1.
That's... I don't want to say it's an objective difference here, but it's an objective difference. I'm not even gonna lie. Granted though, the side of Dan could have probably tried and won at least something, but the way that Dadbog Gaming has been playing out, they've been playing the macro really well.
Yeah. And that'll be the end of game 1. Let's take a quick break here. If you have ads, go ahead and play them.
I unfortunately do not. And here we see it. And of course Rob having the most amount of damage. That's unshocking.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of tells you the story of the game when the person with the most damage on your team was your top lane Ornn. So here's what I'd personally like to see. I think bot lane is obviously where you should be playing if you are naturally dangerous, right? Like, the Wilbrooks and Nature Dan are going to be great in their side lanes. Neither of them, well, the Wilbrooks tried a couple times solo, but Nature Dan absolutely slapping up in top lane. I think you ban out the Akali. Rob is gross on it. It's a good pick. It does things to your comp that you don't like. But I think you should play more heavily towards Buddy and Klugscheißer.
Oh, yeah.
I also think temper the aggression from the side of Klugscheißer and Magnificent. Like, you had a really good angle there. You just blew your flashes early and got punished for it. So you've got to make sure that sometimes you don't have to go for the kill. Like, if you chunk the Caitlyn out of lane, what's she gonna do? She can't farm under turret when you're Callista. You just dive her. It's super free. So you don't have to rush these plays. Take your time, get your leads. You're I think it's fair to say that, mechanically, but Nipson is a better AD carry. Like, he's got the moves, he plays the champions at a higher level than Mr. Trifecta right now, but Mr. Trifecta has the team. Like, he's got this really good support in in Young Gun 18, who's backing him up. He's got his jungler on speed dial. Like, you're not gonna find this guy with his pants down. He's
Oh no.
ready for you. So
And
you've got to make sure that you're playing this like it's a 3v2, unless Zach XCR is hovering your lane.
oh, without a doubt.
And
Granted,
hopefully that's the comms.
yeah. Granted, though, the way that it's been playing, and considering I don't have a poll or anything here, who would you think would be the MVP for this one?
I mean, we can do a quick straw poll, right? We have enough people, I think.
Let me double check that one. We do have like 18 viewers, so
I can make a straw poll real quick.
yeah. You might...
If I were to give my personal, I'd have to give it to either. Well, I think there are 3 people that could take it, honestly. I think Aruyan and Rob are the 2 obvious choices, but my personal vote is Young Gun 18. I think the Lux was really impactful in snowballing this game. Early picks, catching the Kindred with her pants down a bunch of times was really, really, really good in setting up all of those early dragon plays. But I think Aruyan's Jarvan and Rob's Akali were absolute monsters. I think Akali went deathless in that game, right?
Yeah. Rob definitely did went fucking. He definitely went, with how many kills and then no deaths. He definitely played it out of his mind. So I'm guessing it's safe to assume that Rob's favorite pick is Akali. Probably might be the most dangerous thing to store into the palette, which kind of leaves to the question of why you leave Akali out there against a Syndra.
Yeah, that's another thing. Like, if you're angling to play this Syndra, right? Why would you ever let? Well, I don't know. I haven't seen the U.GG, but I think maybe some of those other bans that they threw out towards Aruyan's jungle pool. Like, I think, like, Akali's probably more important to get rid of than a Mumu.
I mean, granted, though, I know Amumu's pretty much an assertive, but like, holy hell, you completely ignore mid lane, or decide to the fact that granted though they did pick Syndra without knowing of who their mid laner is, so that could be the signature counter pick. But to leave Akali right there and let Rob do the damage that he did, it's kind of like safe to assume that it is a mess.
I do want to point out, I totally forgot, the Malphite also had a perfect KDA.
Oh, did he?
Or at least that's what I'm being told. I can't see the actual post game right now, but that's what I believe has been communicated. Okay. I'm gonna take a couple more minutes for the straw poll to be done. In the meantime, I think both teams are ready for draft 2.
Yep, it looks like it.
Are you ready for draft 2?
Ready whenever.
Alright, let's do it. I'll go ahead and monitor the straw poll. You run the draft.
Whew. It is definitely becoming a sweat fest overall. And let's see, how well is the Boyos doing? It looks like game 2 is still going on.
I'm also going to grab a quick drink of water, which I'll be right back.
Alrighty. I'll go ahead and still be here real quick for you guys' pleasure and entertainment. What was I trying to figure out? Go ahead and do everything real quick. And coming from both sides, at least coming from the band so far, DBG still holding on to this Seraphine and Belveth bands. And then coming from Dan, wind up learning, learning the issues of which it is now. They still hold on to Zig, so they wind up banning Akali and Malphite. Both of which, has been detrimental to them, so it's kind of go figure to them, banning both of the champions. And it looks like Dadbot Gaming is definitely keeping their standard bans. And Dan coming with the first pick, making sure to grab 5 before second turnabout going around for jungle.
Hi, I'm back.
Oh, well. They've learned their lesson.
Thank God.
They wind up banning both Akali and Malphite out of the world. And let's see, coming from that about gaming, grabbing a Moo for Young Gun, that is a no-brainer right there for support. Granted though, I could be wrong, could be playing around this jungle. Who's to say?
I'm dumb. Hold on. They absolutely should have banned the Amumu. I forgot it was Young Gun. Oh no, you just unlocked this man.
Well, who's to say? Because they wind up banning Malphite and, Akali, so I would expect that. But, and coming down for the ADC pick, we have... God damn it, if I would look to play Vigar. This Vigar is nutty. Oh, God. Oh, lordy. Well, we already see the bot side coming around with Amumu Kaisa bot side. Grant them. Alright, and coming for top side, Dr. Mundo. So
Shop will close in about 5 minutes, so please make sure that you get your votes in. I will drop that link again. Here is your straw poll. Make sure that you take care of it. Yeah. No, this ain't good. Here's my thing. I've played on a team with Young Gun 18. If this man gets an Amumu, it's a free win. Kind of end of discussion.
Oh yeah, that's without a doubt. And it looks like we have a side ADC. Alrighty. So we got from the side of Dan, a jungle, top, and ADC. What will be the third pick? And they're going ahead and grab J4 again. Alrighty, yeah. This is going to be a nutty time. So now they got bot side and a jungle for DBG.
Yeah, so let's talk. Well,
I mean...
I have questions, comments, and concerns.
There's always questions, comments, concerns. I'm kind of curious as why they banned Ziggs. I'm kind of curious as why. But at the end of the day, I'm just like, okay, well, might as well. I would definitely have to say it would be kind of like they definitely have too many options on hand, so it is just kind of like, how would you like your saucer to be?
Right. It looks like they're banning Ziggs. Looks like the most played mid lane champion by Rob, but it's got a 25% win rate out of 8 games.
Alright, so let's see. On Dan's, the bans be Shin Vigar. Okay, I can definitely see why. And then on the side of DBG is taking out the other side of Zaya, which would be Rakan, and definitely taking out Leona. So I would definitely respect on that accord.
This should be a Klugscheißer angle, absolute Klugscheißer angle. Finally getting Will Brooks back onto his signature Malzahar pick. I'd love to see a strong either mage from Klugscheißer here, or maybe a Renata Glask. Something that can really disrupt this wombo combo that they're looking for. Swain does that job beautifully.
Mm-hmm.
Gonna be maybe a little squishy, but we'll see. Oh, well, perhaps the Morgana? Nope, Swain will be the lock-in.
Holy
He had me in the first
hell.
half. Yeah. Let's see what Dadbot Gaming rounds out their comp with. So far, looking like a very CC heavy tank boy fest, right? Actually, both teams kind of running that right now. With Malzahar probably running, if I had to guess, probably running Rod. Karthus will be the lock-in. Karthus mid for Rob? I guess. Yeah, okay.
I mean, it could be
It's a Rob mid.
But alright. Well, we got your picks, we got your selections there. Here you go. Merry Christmas. Also, quick update from the earlier game. We are now set at 1-1.
All right. Looking at the final results of our straw poll, looks like it will be Rob pulling out the victory with 3 votes for MVP Game 1. Well played, Robert. Yes, a distinguished gentleman.
I mean, I have to give it to Rob. Rob definitely has played out of his mind.
Oh, absolutely.
Granted, though, we can't ignore the the Malphite being as the cleanest of all. It's just getting it out there. But Rob has definitely by far been playing out of his mind and want to burn everything and still get away.
Now, I do have to say, I'm really excited to see a Karthus going on. Like, Karthus anywhere is fun. Rob's Karthus should be lots of fun. We just saw this man kind of pop off Game 1 on the Akali. Excited to see what he pulls out here on a completely, like, the opposite pick, right? Like, Akali's kind of going to be diving into the backline, doing lots of, flippy tricks, tricking the enemy lanes, hiding in their mist, doing spooky stuff. Karthus is just going to throw himself at you and hope you die.
Right.
And then he'll die, and then kill you.
I mean, honestly, I can see the reason why DBG went up getting Karthus, because at the end of the day, it's kind of like he's ready to die, and there's a lot of things that can, throw Malzahar out of the loop. I'm definitely going to see the entertaining time of how DBG is going to go against Dan as terms of the bot side.
Yeah, once again, we were talking about Buddy and Klug being the mechanically, superior bot lane. With Dan having a better 3v3, they just play better around bot. Dadbot Gaming plays better around bot. Mr. Trifecta, Young Gun, and Aruyan really working well to create a strong 3-man unit, often playing to their bot side, especially with this Jarvan. So we'll see this time if Zach XDR will be pathing towards his 3v3, because I think, if I double check the draft, I would say that it's a winning 3v3. I like Vi's early game matchup into the Jarvan. It's not the most dominant matchup,
but it's definitely there, and it definitely shouldn't go unrecognized.
Right. So I'd love to see the junglers once again, and I said this Game 1, I'd love to see the bot lanes once again being the focus of this game. Let Karthus and Malzahar clear the waves mid. Let your tanks go to town up top lane. Go bot lane and make stuff happen. You absolutely can't allow a 20-minute soul again. We can't do that again. Not after we picked Vi.
Oh no, that is. Oh, there was a raid that was going on after they finished the game.
Yeah, we did get a raiding party of 28. Most of them have gone to bed. Night, beauty sleep.
But hello,
Yeah,
if
we'll
you
see.
guys, are coming in here, DBG wind up taking game one, and it was a fiasco. Let me tell you something.
Yeah, gold-wise, it was pretty even for a long time, but pressure-wise, clearly in the favor of Dadbot Gaming.
And
As Aruyan just kind of went to town on his Jarvan, while Rob just honestly just got away with whatever he wanted on Akali.
no,
And we have notification that Bofa. Wait, hold on. I'm being trolled. I was like, hold on, Bofa's not a team this season. That was last season.
God damn it!
I've been memed upon.
You definitely have been memed upon.
Damn you, Greg!
But overall, it's definitely going to be what we call a spicy time here. Yes, Rob went nuts. Rob went nuts. It was a catastrophe.
I just heard the reaction to that in real time. Oh my god, I've been absolutely clowned. I have to resign now. I don't think I can. Hold on, let me just.
No. Listen here, you.
I'm back. This is Landon Swin, not Landon, reporting for duty.
Alrighty, well, while we go ahead and that's the most cheesiest thing. Alright, while we go ahead and wait for our good old games to take upon here, I'm gonna go ahead and probably munch on something, maybe? Yeah. So I will go ahead and be right back.
You do that. In the meantime, chat, enjoy 3 minutes of silence, as we've kind of said all we can say. His name is not Landon, and I think we all know that, Alex. Come on now. I will say, I think I like the side of, yeah, I think I give the draft edge to the side of, Dadbod Gaming. You know what? I wish I could, but this isn't the PMALCS channel, and I'm not a mod here. So if Brandon gets back, he can absolutely run an ad. Sing you a song. Oh, what should I sing? I don't know. I don't really have anything. I'll take suggestions. I've got a minute and a half.
Alright, I am back. Also, I cannot run ads lovely enough. Again, like I said, I don't stream as much, so nothing exactly is fully, set up on my Twitch,
Gotcha.
so...
Chat has been spared this time. Panda, if I remember, Popo is throwing, not, I don't know what you're talking about.
But, so
How
far,
have you been, Brandon?
I'm over here sitting down, using my balsamic oils while eating bread.
Did you say balsamic oils?
Yes.
What is that?
Flavored oils you usually use for like bread-like things.
Okay, gotcha.
No problem, Nick.
Alright.
Alrighty. And now we hear taking off.
As far as runes go, nothing crazy coming out from both
Okay.
sides. We do see an electrocute from Swain, which I think is common. I'm not sure if that's... I
We're
can never remember Swain as
just
Dark
gonna
Harvest or Electrocute these days.
switch
Probably Electrocute.
out. You know what? Don't mind what I'm doing, people. Just brain going burr.
I think Irunian will be pulling out a second Jarvan skin, really just flexing on these kids. Showing off his absolutely fat wallet. Pause at 15.
Hoping to God, I'm kind of over here switching things around.
You just let me
And
know.
I paused at 22.
Okay, I shall get there. Momentarily. Alright, I am there. Ready?
Alrighty. And on my go. 3, 2, 1, go. Go ahead.
Welcome to Summoner's
Those
Rift.
time
That out of
controls
here.
make it all look nice and fancy. Beautiful. Alright, we're set up. Both teams 5 pointing.
30 seconds until minions spawn.
Rob already pressuring with Skittles, I assume. Making Vi back out of her posture mid.
We know Rob was gonna do some normal shenanigans, same as usual.
It wouldn't be a Rob pick if he wasn't being super aggressive.
Oh, without a doubt.
What is... That's not a real angle.
Minions have spawned.
Hold on. Okay. I was... My
Shenanigans as
imagination
always.
ran wild for a moment there. I was very concerned. As we see, this time it'll be... once again, Zach and Ryan both starting opposite sides of the map. Last time we got a bit of a vertical map situation. This time
Luke's trying to
Scheiser
be
coming into
cheesy.
the grass. Yeah, nothing too crazy going on, but Arun pathing up this time. Last time it was turned vertical due to Kindred trying to invade and being caught on a ward. That actually kind of led the early game to be better for the side of Dadbot Gaming, right? Because it kind of gave them the inside track on bot as Papa Bear slapping and dapping up here on Nature Dan, taking him down to about half health level 1. Shouldn't be too big of a deal for Mundo. As we see just tanks being tanks, both going down to about half health. Papa Bear taking a lot of damage from minions. Magnificent pushing in. Should be looking to bounce this wave. Hopefully he'll shove this one all the way under turret. When it bounces back, yep, looks like they are using abilities on the wave to get that crashing. So this is a really good gank setup. Nature Dan about to get Nature dove by Papa Bear, going down really low. Will it be a flash Q? Not quite. Sun coming out. Tongue slap going out. No flashes expended top lane. Nature Dan stepping back up. We'll see what that turns into soon, as Vi has finished her 3 camp. Actually, sorry, is finishing her 4 camp right now. But Magnificent and Klugschreiber not choosing to let this flow back to them. Will continue to shove this under turret just as hard as it can, saying, hey, we bet we can make you miss a bunch of farm. As Nature Dan gonna dodge the W from Papa Bear, will eventually burn that splash, and it's looking a little bit scary for him. He does not back soon. Looks like Mr. Trifecta getting caught up here by Zaya. Doesn't have the E prep. At least doesn't choose to use it as a Aruyan flashing in. Once again, punishing these flashes. Aruyan getting the best of both worlds, getting his lunch and eating it too. Bot lane not going to be collapsed on due to the wave state down there. Wilbrooks and Rob just farming it up in bot lane, in mid lane. Nothing too much going on. Once again, we're seeing Young Gun going super aggressive on his Mumu pick. But overall, no immediate leads. for either side besides the top.
Oh.
Young Gun will have to flash out. Afraid of the feather call. Getting wrapped up. Vi is back in here just to cover. As we see Jarvan camped up in topside again. Looking to get Papa Bear super ahead. It will be a in angle. Rugen doesn't get the EQ. So Nature Dan should live this. But still takes him down to half health after his TP. Papa Bear has a pretty good reset here if he just wants to push in this wave. TP back, should be able to pick up most of that just fine. Vi still angling bot side. If I was looking at this top lane, I'd definitely try to make my way up here. Free ganks, right? As Aruyan absolutely behind enemy lines, Nature Dan will see him. Not quite sneaky enough. It's difficult to sneak into that back brush when the mid-noon wave is shoved up in this way. Papa Bear is going to go ahead and take his first back here. Has quite a bit of gold to spend. Looking at 1,200 in the bank. 500 up over the side of Nature Dan.
Oh, and
Once
as
again,
we wind up seeing the Vi wind up actually going to try and take Dragon this time around. So we are definitely starting to see, you know, objectives are starting to become a thing now.
yeah. Zach XTR getting first crack at Dragon here. Quick change of pace from game 1, as it will be the side of Dan getting the first objective of the game. Good for them. Getting on the board. Will Brooks out of mana, but still clearing the wave effectively on Malzahar. Kind of hard to push Malzahar out of wave. E gives refund mana. He'll prep his melee his ranged minions. Won't get the cannon, but did prep up. Missed that one. That's okay. So should be able to pick up the other two. As Jarvan once again playing towards the spot side, clearing out some vision. Dragon Pit going down. Rob laying down the poke. We'll get a Dark Harvest stack there. You gotta think, part of the reason that this Karthus has been able to go so hard, apparently got a cheeky recall in earlier, and Wilbrooks did not opt to do the same, or did not have the opportunity. Which is part of the reason why you see this Malzahar so down in the dumps right now.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. Grant, though, Karthus is always going to be a random nuisance, but it's pretty much what you can pretty much do nowadays. And Papa Bear's trying to get something.
Nature Dan getting spiced upon by Papa Bear. Should get the Q.
Oh.
Yep, a little more damage going out. Only about 400 damage left. Nature Dan will pop the ult and go in. Papa Bear has to be a little bit careful here. Will get the ult down onto the Mundo. Might have enough damage to kill. W gonna miss. Q will connect, but it won't be enough damage.
Okay, we see the...
Will it be enough? Nope, not quite enough to finish off Nature Dan, who will hug his turret with just a sliver of HP left. Mr. Trifecta and Young Gun trying to push this wave out.
Grant,
I'm
I'm
sure
pretty
why
sure...
we're down here.
I don't know what the Karthus actually had his Dark Harvest stacked up or not. That's pretty much besides to say. Oh, we got Trifecta popping in heal, and unfortunately does not help. And they're just chasing down Young Gun. Klug went up pulling him back in and see if we can get anything going. Oh, flash coming from Klug. However, no killing today.
Yeah, Young Gun Allen managing to live that one, good for him, but at the end of the day, it's Buddy once again running this bot lane. And it's Mr. Trifecta's game to try and claw back.
Oh.
Will be a Vi engage. Zach XCR should pop the ult here for a free kill. There he goes. Just poor timing there. Unfortunate.
I have to say, things are starting to look a little bit better for the side of Dan. Looks like they're starting to learn a little bit more, and probably did help the fact that they now have a Vi to, you know, throw about now.
Yeah, both junglers opting for a lethality start. Probably Eclipse for Vi. We'll see the Glaive again for Jarvan, I would bet. But this time Zach XCR definitely ahead in camps, ahead in jungle pressure at the current moment. ahead in levels. I wouldn't say outclassing by any means. It's not a jungle diff, right? But it's definitely, right now, looking pretty strong on this Vi.
It's definitely safe to say that they've pretty much did a little bit of a better strat now due to the fact that, you know, we're now seeing, you know, objectives as a key portion now.
Yeah, we do see Jarvan and Vi possibly rotating down to bot. Will we get our first 3v3 over the bot side of the map, like I've been asking for the last 2 hours? I don't know, probably not.
Yeah,
We'll at least see Jarvan lane camping here. As Vi is coming in. Will the Jarvan be spotted? Not quite. Young Gun looking for the Q. Won't connect just yet. Orion did have to leave the pit there. Flash from Young Gun will secure the kill onto Klugschreiber. Featherthrower comes out, getting all 3 down. Zach XCR picking up a good double for his buddy Budnificent. As Flash from Zach XCR won't quite kill the Budnificent, but a additional flash and some extra damage will. Kill goes back to the side of Young Gun instead of Mr. Trifecta. But overall a 3 for 2, I believe. All, well, plenty of those kills going over to the side of Xayah. As it's actually going to be Glaive, not Eclipse. So both junglers going for this Glaive into tank start.
I definitely can respect the Glaives, certain, like, you know, getting those ward clearings, definitely for sure. And then Rob's just blasting with Flash.
I mean, we'll get the Flash out. Swain maybe a little bit of an overstep here, but still a really good look from Klugscheiser, getting some pressure down. Malzahar actually out farming against this Karthus here. The Will Brooks doing quite well on his main champion, as in top lane, Nature Dan is gonna have to pop ult to stay alive. Papa Bear doing quite a bit of damage here on Tom Kench. Tom Kench, one of those preeminent lane bullies, hard to deal with.
Well, so far during that mid fiasco, we, you know, forget to mention the fact that the entire time that J4 winds up actually grabbing Hex Dragon, well, amidst of that fiasco mid-side.
Yeah, we actually didn't, the game didn't even take us to the dragon because there's so much other things going on. As Aurelian goes in, misses the Dragon Drag, but will get the ult onto the Will Brooks. Man ends up getting trapped in his own pit. Karth is not coming to respond. It'll be a trade kill, jungler for jungler. Or sorry, jungler for mid. Both junglers picking up the kill.
However, Rift did crash, so we definitely did see some gold pickup on the side of Dan.
Yes.
So right now, it's definitely starting to become a rather rough time for DBG, seeing as how I guess it could say like a gold disadvantage. Granted, though, I could
a 2k gold lead at 12 minutes is not an insignificant amount. So let's talk a little bit about how we see this game going. What would you like to see from the side of both teams? Let's start with what you'd like to see Dadbod Gaming do.
Honestly, with Dadbod Gaming, if right now the focus of bot side, I know Young Gun has the tendency of engaging and here we go with Nature Dan getting actually bullying Papa Bear for, you know, the early assaults. But for Dadbot Gaming, what they pretty much need to do, especially for bot sides, they probably need to try and play close to their turret, especially with Beneficent having a 3-0 lead, while trying to, you know, play safe down bot side. What they probably need to do is try and see if they can't get Rob to try and pick up the mess that bot side is, while on the side of Dan, they just need to keep this pressure and focus going.
I absolutely agree with your take here. I'd love to see Vi continue being just a bully in the spotlight side. She's going for her Divine Sunderer next. Because once again, Jarvan has opted for Merc Treads over getting anything for Vi or anything for this 3-0 Xayah. So might not be very strong. Most of his matchups right now are not good. Kai's getting caught again. His trifecta gonna get saved by Young Gun. Will go back in, get quite a bit of damage down. Blade Crawler comes back and gets killed back for the side of I'm losing my mind. Nature Dan getting engaged on by Papa Bear top. Carthage ult comes out. Won't end up picking up any kills yet, but should help out. Taking up Nature Dan as he heals in the belly of Papa Bear. Should be just a little bit of a tank slap fest. Nothing too big going down. W will miss from the side of Tom Kench. Both laners back off. We see a lot of top lane fighting right now. These guys are going to have so much damage at the end game screen.
Oh yeah, it's between self-mitigated mitigated and then all of this extra damage coming around. It's of no surprise. Oh god, more Slapfest. Do we see more? Oh
boy, my favorite.
Oh, will Bear wind up? Nope.
Oh, close. Didn't give it the W. Respect. Doesn't want to hint under turret here. Did get Nature Dan's flash there. So, still see Tom Kent winning out most of these trades. He will try to get it back here. Vi is on her way up. Stop for, I guess, Scuttle. Maybe she's on Herald right now.
Vi is actually on Rift, actually.
On Herald right now. Will take that down. Chooses not to go punish the top laners over aggression. Goes straight down to Dragon, which is about to spawn. We should see most likely a fight here, unless one team decides it's not worth their time.
Oh yeah, it's without doubt. I mean, it definitely looks though as, you know, between jungler and ADC, it's definitely looked like a 360.
Wilbo's getting caught here.
Whew.
Wilby Karth is picking up his first kill of the game with a fully stacked tier here. Roa going, as that will be most likely Dragon going to the side of Gadbot Gaming, finding their angle back in this game. Also, a good engage by Young Gun 18.
See, this is... I mean, I guess, you know, giving out Dragon for first tier tower is kind of like a... both sides having pick of... Granted, though, I would like to see at least a little bit of a force to, you know, push out from Dan against DBG. On account of the fact, you know, since Amumu didn't have ult to spare, they can probably try and go in to try and make something happen, then switch over to mid. But it is what it is.
Yep. Interesting to note, both top laners are going to be trying to stack up health. They've both gone Grasp and Steelheart here, which means that they are just... or Heartsteel, sorry. Means that they are just going to be stacking as much HP as possible, getting nice and beefy. As we'll see Bud Innocent and Klugschreiber clear out some vision bot, but will they see their Rugen coming in? They have pinged him out like they know. Direct camera didn't give us an angle on how that went in, but it looks like both teams know the jungle is around. They will opt not to take the fight, just take their resets. No big throws coming yet.
We see...
Gold lead is stagnated a little bit.
Oh, without doubt.
About 4K right now. Wilbrooks trying to clear the wave. Rob missing most of his skittles, but getting quite a few here at the end of the trade. Will take Wilbrooks down to half health. Sorry, I just keep talking.
Oh, that's alright. And we're already seeing, you know, bot side, they're getting pushed out with that rift, doing a little bit of the manhandling work over here, and they're looking to try and crash that rift even more. But
Isn't that 18 gonna find the ult? Will be a huge blade collar coming out. Will the Cardinals be able to pick anything up? Man picks up one, gets another one low. Won't see any other bits of that play as Will Brooks gonna be engaged on by Rob. Should go down. Flash is coming out from both mid laners. The Skittle picks it up. Karth is on a 3-0 killing spree in the last 5 minutes of this game. Starting to pick up the pace here.
It definitely looked. It's starting to look really well on the side of Dan. It looks like Papa Bear is just struggling now to fight against Nature Dan.
Yep, part of it's just health lead, right?
Very much.
Eventually, Mundo is going to have more health than you can deal. And that's just the nature of the beast. He's got level 2 ult now, so heals a truckload off his one button here.
Which I'm hoping to see from that Cloth Iron from Papa Bear to try and get that Thornmail, or at least Bramble Vest, at least, to try and help him with Nature Dan's insanely health regen.
Yes, absolutely agree. Like, Mundo, Vi, Xayah, everyone that's... Well, Xayah's not really going to be healing, but Mundo and Vi both going to be healing quite a bit, just based off items and characters. Thornmail, a really good pickup here.
Oh yeah, definitely for Tom Kench and for Mumu, Thornmail is pretty much the way to go about it.
Again, I'm still really confused. Both of the frontliners from the side of Dadball Gaming have opted for merc treads this game, and I don't quite know why.
I'm guessing it's probably because of the snare. Actually, multiple snares, honestly.
I mean, the only snare is from Klugscheißer, right?
There's that, and then I guess it could be, like, potentially seeing something happening. And, we see Nature Dan popping his ult.
We'll go in. Gonna get eaten up by the frog. Spit back out, about still half health. Papa Bear not winning this trade. Again, Dan just healing too much health, even with Bramble Vest. Not going to be enough to win the trade outright, at least at this moment. Papa Bear going to get run down by Nature Dan, doing a lots of damage. And by lots, I mean lots of tank damage. No one dies again. We're just slapping each other around, having fun.
Yeah. That's without doubt. It definitely looks like Dan's looking to try and pick up their second Drake, but it definitely looks like, though, as DBGs want to try and help them out a little bit, see what we can get from that. But Mundo's TPing in, so it could look like a definite Drake that they're trying to grab a hold of.
Yep. Nature Dan has made his way down here. Will be a 4v5 if they choose to fight it. Doesn't look like it's a good angle. Aurelian will flag and drag away. Papa Bear going to take some turret shots here. Won't die to them as he pushes in that wave, trying to get top turret. Zach XCR in the jungle, looking for...
TP going from Malzahar to go to top lane to try and stop that push.
Looking for giggles and laughs, obviously. This Vi is just looking for a grand old time, and she'll go in, hit, blind Aurelian on his Raptor camp. Young Gun gonna find the and oh my goodness, more death, more destruction. Love to see it. Skittle's coming out, will miss. One goes out. Karth's ult should pick this up. No Xayah ult to save him this time. Shut down to the side of Rob as he might pick up a fourth here. Nope, not gonna end up happening.
Coming from at least a rough spectrum for DBG, they're starting to pick up a lot more kills to try and get onto this, and then Papa Bear's just going after Will like no tomorrow, seeing what we can do with that. Oh.
Ooh, don't go under turret versus Malzahar. That's a recipe for disaster. Papa Bear will eat.
Oh.
Will be enough. Not gonna be enough damage.
Maybe a little bit too optimistic with going into the Malzahar player, Papa Bear.
That's the problem. Sometimes in top lane, when you've just been a tank for this long, you forget that there are limits to what your character can get away with.
Oh yeah,
against
without a doubt.
With damage. You know, some people do damage, and it might not be the other person that you're used to laning against, but it is someone.
Damage.
I will note here, big power spike going on for Rob. Has hit level 16 on Karthus, which means level 3 ults. We'll see him reach bigger heights. I'm actually, even with the gold deficit right now, sitting at about 4K, has been stagnant. I'm kind of optimistic about the chances of Dadbot Gaming here. This Karthus looking pretty big. As a flash in from Vi does not connect the Q. Will get the turret. This is a 2v4. They've chosen this fight, and I don't think it's one they wanted. Looks like they'll trade mid turret, possibly Young Gun and Mr. Trifecta gonna get pushed off by Nature Dan in mid lane.
Yeah, it's
This could be a Baron angle.
oh, if they wasn't taking Baron, that might be a question on its own reality. It definitely looks like Dan is definitely looking at, you know, picking up this momentum and going it from there. I mean, that's mainly the problem with it is between, you know, the bot side and the jungle, is that Vi can pretty much go and throw as much as it is and still take off faster than J4 can. And Saya is just naturally able to take off from level 1, so it's kind of a rough battle against Kai'Sa, because Kai'Sa needs to at least have some items in order to do at least a little bit of damage to go about it, especially if you're trying to, you know, evolve your Q, E, or whatever it is.
I mean, personally, I think that was just kind of a misplay from the side of Aurelian. No real point going in. Papa Bear, don't know what the angle was there, but it's a 4-man ult from Young Gun 18, as Karthus will pick up another ult kill. Zach XCR going to make the Mr. Trifecta burn both summoners to get out. Karthus looking threatening on the side. They don't have any ults to stop him if he gets in here. We'll go for the Mundo instead. Not going to stop this mid push, as they should be knocking on inhibitors on 2 lanes here. Rob will eventually make his way to mid. No fancy flank angles, just running at you with classic Karthus style.
And it definitely looks like Rob's trying to get that death cap, but unfortunately, you know, on the side of Dan, they're picking up that flow. Mundo winds up taking down the inhib, and it looks as though they're trying to get that other inhib. It looks like they're trying to flash out the way and trying to...
Rob looking for the Skittles.
Ooh.
Will take him low. Not going to have the ult yet to pick that up.
Rob's definitely looking.
Will he get the Skittle? He does get the slowdown. Short range on the Viku means maybe enough, and it will be a shutdown going over to the side. That's a hat store for Rob. Take his way over to the Cowboy store. He's got himself a nice 10-gallon going on. Mr. Trifecta about to get engaged on by Nature Dan. Flash forward. No one to block the cleavers. That'll be an engage. Aurelian going to try and make this happen as Karthus. No, that's a Polywog TP. Is once again, you're not fighting with your Karthus. This man is 6-0 and you're choosing to not fight with him. You have got to fight with your carry. Nature Dan will TP in. Rob gonna back nearby, and it'll be a 1v4 to try and, or sorry, 1v3 to try and save this game. Game 2 not looking over just yet, as I think Rob with stopwatch and death cap will be able to hold on to this, but might have to give away his shutdown for it. Will step up, takes the bait, gonna take out Will Brooks, it looks like. Will eventually get Budnificent. Ult comes out, that should be a double kill. Feather Call comes out to save the Xayah, but she mistimed it just slightly. And once again, Rob saves the game, but at what cost? If I'm Rob, I am begging my team to play with me.
Yeah, it comes down to... It's definitely coming down to team play thus far, and it looks like Aaron trying to look at that a little bit. Is there a good chance that... Oh. Ooh!
Aurelian getting spicy here, managing to get the Cloud Soul. At the end of the day, it should be a 2 for 1? Nope, 2 for none. Zach XCR getting another double kill. This Vi is looking nasty right now. Papa Bear going to be going in again. Not quite sure what he's doing. Ult might be enough to kill. Will get the shutdown on Vi. Excellent job, Poopscheiber. Also not in a good position. No one to back him up. This is what the Pog wants. He wants you where he can get you. There's no escaping. Double kill for the side of Papa Bear and Dan. Kind of a nice swing play. Gets him on soul points. So long as Papa Bear is not going to die here, he will go in. Why is he... I am confusion.
I would get that if Beneficent was, alone. Granted, though, I guess they didn't see, Mazhar coming around from the corner, but I wouldn't think of trying to go in like that. That was a straight massacre.
Yeah, I mean, so here's the thing. Aurelian and Papa Bear aren't making game-losing mistakes, but they're making lots of mistakes. I mean, the Dragon Seal was great there, but there have been so many opportunities that they've just been too aggressive and gotten picked out for it. That was an example of a free 2 for 1, and you just got greedy for a death ward.
Oh, that's without a doubt. It just really comes down to where they really need to play around with Rob now, because it's pretty much coming to a life or death scenario in these games.
Play with your card, it's magic.
Right now, it looks like, though, as Dan's trying to set up for...
No, Papa Bear, no.
No. Papa Bear getting called out and paying the price for that. And right now, it is a... It's a 5v4 thing right now, but can they do something? Who's one up taking an ult? That coming around the corner, ult's all over the place.
Yeah, I'm not gonna have enough damage to clean this up. He'll ult, but it will not be enough to pick up most of these kills. As that should be game 2 going the side of Nature Dan. Just disrespectful play from the top jungle duo of Dan, or of BDG. Will end up giving the game over. So we see one last ace coming through. Bud Nipson 15-2 on this Saya. Absolutely pogging out.
That is what we call an unfortunate circumstances right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah. I mean, I have such high praise for game 1 from BDG, and it just looks like game 2 we played an entirely different kind of game, and it didn't go our favor.
No. There have been some times where they've been actually called out, and the side of Dan, they've actually picked up quite well and learned their mistakes from the first game, and the turnabout was of that. And we have, Zaya over here wound up going 15-2 in that amount of damage. And as I was saying before, and what you're saying before, there have been a little mishaps between junglers, but it also comes down to also scaling. While they had Rob, no one was playing against or playing with Rob when Rob was pretty much their main carry. As where coming from the side of Dan, they had Zaya and Vi, and then Mundo was just coming down. Even though as tanky as he was just going straight at the back line.
Yeah, I will make the straw poll for game 2. And they are Dan, G2. Okay, and their top laner is Nature Dan. And then, can you read out the list of names just so I don't have to go back and forth? So it's Dan and Zach, XDR.
It was, let's see, it's Nature Dan, Zach, XDR, the Will Brooks.
And then Buddy and Klug?
Yep.
Oh, wow. I remembered all of them. Look at that. Object permanence. I don't have the special character for Klugscheiber, so it's just gonna look
Kluge.
wrong for Klugscheißer, and I apologize for that.
Just type in Kluge. It's all good.
It's no. Anyways, straw poll coming at you, loud and proud. Make sure you vote. We have plenty of people in the chat, so let's get these going so that we can have our MVP talks. Game 1 MVP was Rob for his impressive Akali display, so we'll see him here in a bit. As we wait on our Game 2 MVP to be announced. Personally,
honestly, I would, even though, like, you know, Bud Nivison...
It's hard, right?
Even though Bud Nivison has played well through the mistakes, I would have it to give it to Zach, honestly. The potential ganks and the amount of, you know, throwing it out there and actually getting the calls out, probably, I would say, definitely has helped.
Yeah, absolutely. I probably give it to Buddy, but that's with honorable mention to Zach XCR. Always in the right place at the right time, punishing this Jarvan and Tom Kench for just being out of position all the time. They didn't build any armor. Like, well, I take that back. We have a Thornmail completed for Papa Bear, but like we're not building armor boots versus what is essentially double AD matchups, right? Because Nature Dan throwing a lot of cleavers, but he does a lot of physical damage with his E. I believe Steelheart is also physical damage, right?
Yeah. Honestly, I respect Heartsteel. Don't get me wrong, I respect it. Granted, though, with Nature Dan taking Heartsteel, I would get that. Papa Bear, I'm not gonna lie, even with Heartsteel, what he probably should have done, the way that this team was going out, he probably should have taken Jack Shadow, honestly.
No, I still respect the Heartsteel.
I mean, I get the Heartsteel, but the Jack Shadow could probably helped a little bit, and if Papa
Bear really
was
helped him, not inting. Someone's got to say it too. Like I love you, Care Bear, but like when you go back and review this game, you're gonna see a lot of times where you just do a little facepalm and go like, "Ooh, I could have done that better." Like, much love, you and Nature Dan topping the damage charts. You had a really, looks like fun top lane island situation going on. But we've got to play more respectfully. Yeah. That's all. I'm okay being that person right now.
Someone got to say it.
Yeah. Because, like, the problem is, like, it's when you don't have your team and you're kind of blind checking corners, when the enemy Xayah is, like, kind of big enough to blow you up. Like, she's 4 items. She's got her Lord Dom's and her Krakens finished. Like, she's absolutely ready to rope-a-dope you. Or anyone on the other team. Because we saw that happen a couple times to other members as well. Mr. Trifecta getting caught out a few times as well. But overall, I think my main takeaway is that Dadbot Gaming looks really, really good when they play grouped as 5, and less good when they play split. I think there's a lot of really good things they're doing. I like aggressive looks normally, because it means that you're looking for an angle in, right? You're looking to push your lead. You're looking to be on top of the enemy and pressure them, make them make a mistake. But that can only happen when you've brought the tools to make them make a mistake. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. That's pretty much without a doubt. Honestly,
yeah, Fisker coming in with a good comment. J4 not taking off makes DBG's job super hard, especially when he's gone for the glaive. Again, I respect the glaive. It's a good look. It really kind of maximizes the... Sorry, I keep talking. But it maximizes the Jarvan's early power, but if you don't get ahead with it, it doesn't contribute anything to you late game.
Oh, that's
Which is
without
why...
doubt.
Yeah, it's why the Vi looked so much stronger with basically the same build, right? Because it's not that it was, a difference in champion per se. It's just a difference in who got ahead. Like if Vi gets behind with an Umbral Glaive, she doesn't exist anymore, right?
Yeah, no, it's pretty much just as that.
Yes. So both junglers playing kind of an aggressive, like, I bet I can make you look worse here.
Oh dear God.
That's probably not the best way to say that, but
Oh yeah.
I also agree with Visker. I think the enemy team is full of tanks, and we aren't seeing Leandries or Demonic come out for the Karthus, going for more of the straight up damage, which is good. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really good into the Xayah, really good into the Swain, pretty good into Malzahar. Well, actually, now that I think about it, they really didn't build any MR. No,
No.
I'm actually fine with this Karthus build. It looks good.
No, Rob was doing the best that he could. It's just that, like, it was a rough time.
I'm going to ask for one person to come break this tie on the straw poll so we can go ahead and start our MVP votes, because it is a three-way tie right now between Zach, XCR, Budnificent, and Klugscheißer. So if someone would please hop in, break that vote, change your vote if you have to, and just make it look fancy so that we can get this show on the road as I look to drag our players of the game. Actually, I don't see Rob on anymore. So, looks like we will just have our player of the game 2 here.
Honestly, we could probably just grab two people. Is Rob... Wait, did Rob get off?
I do not see him on right now.
Oh, and Buddy went to bed.
Alright, I'm gonna do a wheel. Is the wheel of names. Gonna add 3 names. Klug. Zach. And... Klug, Zach, and... Who's the other one?
Bud.
Tied right now.
It was
Buddy.
Bud, but Buddy went to bed. So...
I spin. The winner of Game 2 MVP, a drum roll, please. Klugscheißer! I'm about to drag you, get ready.
Alright.
I'll give him a moment to collect himself before I take him away from his friends and family. And up we go. And up we go again.
Up we go again?
I have to drag him so far to get him up here. Oh my goodness.
Oh, Lord, I'm
Why
mercy
can't I-
soul.
I'm sorry, I've dropped him at... Thank God, he was able to get here on his own. I can't drag people this high for some reason. I can't get the scroll to happen.
Alright.
Anyways, hello, Cole!
Hello.
So, congratulations on winning that game 1. Absolutely turning around the, frankly, the shit stomp that was game 1. So, nice job.
Yeah, we played much more to our game plan game 2.
I'll also say, you just played things that were generally harder to pick, right? Like, kind of this Jarvan pick, and what Alan Zamumu likes to do is find people out of position and burst them immediately, and your champions are really hard to do that to. Like Malzahar's got his spell shield and is kind of tanky on it innately. Swain's hard to kill. Xayah's got her ult. Mm-hmm. So really like the draft. Actually, love the draft from game 1 as well.
Minus that misclick of a Nocturne ban when they already picked jungle, of course.
True. But talk to me about what was the conversation going into Game 2? What was the adaptation that you were like, this is what we need to do to fix what happened?
Well, the conversation really was, what did they do well? What was their game plan, and how can we throw them off kilter? And their game plan was, we're going to win through mid with the support of our jungler. We're going to let Rob just steamroll until we can't do anything about it. So we just said, you know what? We're going to have Will play MALCS. We're going to have him play the safest champion he knows and play as safe and collected as he can to slow down that Rob snowball. And we're going to play towards bot lane.
Yeah. I like it.
No, I could respect and understand that one. I was kind of curious on how, from at least game one, you guys kind of just let them just grab all the drakes without any much of a contest. Because you guys had really good setup on the first portion of that first game, or at least right around there. It's just that, I don't know, somewhere just kind of choked, I guess one can say.
Let's word it this way. What was your conversation around the objectives in the first game?
In the first game, the conversation was definitely, hey, minute 15, let's go get that vision. Let's go get out set up prepared to take those things. Then, that becomes a lot harder of a task when there's a 4-1, 6-1 Akali. Kill literally anyone we send.
Yep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
that would do it.
Okay, so game 2. Talk to me about this top lane matchup, because, I mean, to be frank with you, that's where directed camera had us most of the time. We saw a lot of tank on tank action. Just the two of them going at it. So talk to me about Dan on this Mundo, because I've seen it a couple of times now. It's always looked really good.
I love Dan's Mundo. It is a great pick. It is honestly a priority for our team. If we can get him there, it's a good job because he knows how to play it well. He knows how to create a lot of pressure. He knows how to survive even when he's in a losing situation, like when Jarvan ganks him 3 times in the middle of the game.
And that definitely does it.
Dan knows how to play that Mundo very well. And just because you don't... You have to consider banning that in the first 3 bans against our team if you want a guarantee of not having to play against it.
Okay, let's just throw out, if anyone will, please throw in a question in chat. We'll ask a couple more just to give you time to get those in. And then after that, we will be calling it for this episode, I guess, of the PMALCS. Back to game 2, because I really want to focus on what went well for you here, because there were lots of things that went well. So I saw Zach opt for Umbral Glaive. Is that something he normally does, or was this kind of an adaptation to the game?
I'm not quite sure. When it comes to the item selections of most of my teammates, most of them make that decision on their own, so I'm not sure if I can necessarily speak to that.
I'm gonna necessarily speak and just hypothetically guess that, like, you know, Umbral Grave, yeah, I can't speak today. It is 12:37. I just can't speak. I mean, that item is pretty good, especially like early into the game, because that's like a lot of wards that is just getting removed from the other side. So I would honestly expect the fact that, like, you know, a lot of bruiser, like, ADC, like, type, well, not bruiser ADC, but, like, bruiser type junglers taking that right out the get-go. Like, I can respect that.
I mean, most of my knowledge of Umbral Glaive comes from playing Senna support. And, like, that's the item you rush.
Okay, question... Oh, sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
So, question here from Gerg7. have any of us watched the latest Riot Dev Hour? No, I haven't yet.
Negative.
And if so, what are your thoughts?
I've yet to do any of that yet.
Riot Dev Hour. Searching that into YouTube right now.
Tuba Warrior also asking, Cole, how do you get your hair so soft and luscious?
Man.
Although technically it's luscious, which means that your hair is like super drunk all the time. So like,
Yeah.
what kind of alcohol do you feed your golden locks?
Oh god.
Yeah, we just gotta. God damn it,
Greg, I hate it.
Dev Hour D's nuts.
I can't stand you.
You suck. In the best way.
In the best way.
I almost played Yumi game 2.
Oh,
And my team was like, no, Greg's watching.
Okay, I'm gonna ask one more question before we dip for the night. Talk to me about bot lane with Budnificent, because I know Buddy has. I don't know if the correct word is trash talk, but I know I've heard him say like that he is the best AD carry in the lower division that he's ready to crush. And we've seen him absolutely come out of the gates both games, like this game, and try to put that into action. Do you believe that you are the best bot lane in the lower division?
Do I believe we as a combo are the best bot lane in the lower division?
I will fight for this. I will fight on this.
I would say that me and Buddy at bare minimum should at least be argued top 2 bot lanes in this division.
So your answer is no.
I would say that on a day where Buddy doesn't overplay his hand, as he can sometimes, we are the best bot lane.
But not all the time.
I would say it depends on the day.
And mostly.
That's a very reserved answer, and I want a little more dirt. Can you give me a little more dirt?
I have a feeling it's more like Klug's just trying to make sure to save his ass.
Give me the ego. Give me your.
Buddy will listen to my fucking call. We will be the best bot lane.
Got it. Cole is the best bot lane in the lower division. You heard it here first. And on that note.
Oh, fucking Christ.
This has been Brandon and Landon fucking it up on the PMALCS broadcast. Have a good night.
Hello.